Hi everybody! Today I'm going to show you how to make Humpty Dumpty. He's a 3D stuffed design. I'm going to use one loom, and our loom is going to be in its original position with the arrows facing down. Now I'm going to make him exactly like this, and you can see he sits quite nicely. The colors that I'm going to use are your dark blue jelly. Pick the colors that you would like to use. For his pants area, you're going to need about 59 bands. I'm going to do his shoes in a burgundy brown, which is 8 bands. I'm going to use black for his belt, which is 10 bands. The red for his shirt, you're going to need about 48. And the white, there's about 57 bands. You're going to need one C-clip and a piece of stuffing. You can use anything from cotton balls, maybe a paper towel. I haven't tried that, but I'm sure that would work. I'm going to get started. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make his legs. I'm going to do one with you, and then you're going to pause the video to make another. So the first thing that we're going to do is pick the color that you'd like to use for his pants, and we're going to use double bands, and we're going to go down the loom 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we're going to do his shoe. For his shoe, I'm using the burgundy, and I'm going to use 3 bands. You can use 2 bands. I just like to use 3 bands for the shoes, always. And you're going to go down once, taking a single band. You're going to cap the end 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. We're ready to loop up. So reach in, moving your cap band out of the way, and you want to grab the bottom 3 bands. You want to hold your cap band down so it doesn't come off, and go forward. You remove off the loom, and you can put the leg to the side. I'm just going to remove it off the hook, and you can pause the video to make another one. The next thing we're going to do is his arms. I have done one, and I'm going to do one with you, and then you're going to pause the video to make another. We're going to start off with the shirt color and a single band. I'm going to go down once. Now switching to double bands, I'm going to go down twice. 1 and 2. Grabbing your hook, we're going to take a single band and we're going to wrap this around 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you have 4 loops. Now grab double bands, attach, support, and slide this band on and attach to the loom. Now switching to double bands, I'm going to use the white because that's the color of my egg. Double bands and go down once. Taking a single band, I'm going to cap the end 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're ready to loop up, so we're just going to reach in at the end, moving that holding band out of the way, grabbing the bottom 2, hold the holding band down, and go forward. And remove off the loom. The arm's going to look a bit funny, and I'll show you how to fix at the end. You can just put this to the side very gently, or if you have an extra hook or a toothpick. So pause the video and make yourself another. Now we're going to make his body. And I'm going to use the blue for his pants color, and we're going to be using single bands throughout. These are just my counters, so I'm going to go around the loom twice. So taking a single band, we're going to go from the left up to the center, center down to the right. Now go down 3 times on the right. 1, 2, and 3. You're going to close this off from the center up to the right, and now repeat on the left. 1, 2, and 3, and close it off. Left, down to the center, and push down. Now you're going to fill in the middle. You're going to go down 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to add holding bands. So I'm just going to go make a triangle on the second pegs going down. Now on the third peg, so right below, and 1 more. So you have 3 triangle holding bands. Now we're going to add the legs. So I'm just going to push my bands down actually first. And I'm going to grab my hook and put the leg back on, making sure that I have 4 loops around my hook. I'm going to attach the legs on the left side of the loom. One end of the bands is going to go on the first peg going down on the left, and the other end is going to go on the second peg going down. Now grabbing the next leg, I'm going to attach this one end on the third peg and the other end on the fourth peg. Making sure all the loops are around. Now we're going to go around again on top, on the right side and then the left side. But because I like to start from the left, up to the center, and then center, down to the right, and go down 3 times on the right. 1 and 2, and right on top. 3. Closing this off from the center, down to the right, and now repeat on the left. Right on top of the leg, in the middle, and on top of the other leg. Close this off from the left down to the center. Now what we're going to do is we're going to loop up the bottom bands. And to do that, we're going to start in the center. You're going to reach in and go below the first 2 bands and grab the band that you're going to loop up to the center. So reach in at the bottom, past the 2 bands, and go to the 3rd band. Lift up gently and go up to the middle. Now continue looping all the way to the top in the center. Reach in and go forward. Go back to the end, in the middle, reach below the top 2 bands and go for that 3rd band and loop up to the left. Now continue to loop on the left all the way to the top. You're going to reach in past all these bands and go for the bottom single band. And continue to go all the way to the top. Reach in for that bottom single band. So you're just grabbing the bottom. Now repeat on the right. You're just reaching in for the bottom bands. Go all the way to the bottom and loop up to the top. Reach in for the bottom band. So you're just getting the bottom. And now push your bands down, not all the way. What we're going to do now is we're going to bring all the bands besides the top 2. We want to leave the top 2 bands, and all the rest of the bands we are going to flip over are each of the pegs. So if you go on the fourth peg going down on the left, you want to make sure you keep an eye on the top 2 bands and bring the rest around. So you should have 5 bands that you want to bring around. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, leaving the top 2. And you want to just do this to all of them, leaving the top 2. Keep an eye on your top. 2, 3, 4, and 5. On the second peg going down, you want to keep an eye on the top 2 and bring all the rest around. 2, 3, 4, and 5. On the first peg going down on the left, 1, 2, 3, and you should have 4, leaving 2 bands. Now in the top center, you have all these bands. You just want to keep an eye on the top 2 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. On the right, you should have 2 bands to bring over. Second peg going down, you should have 3 bands to bring over. Making sure that you have 2 left. On the third peg going down, you should have 3 bands to bring over. And on the fourth peg, you should have 3 bands to bring over, leaving the top 2. Now that was the hardest part. The rest will be easy. Push your bands down. Now we're going to do his belt area, and we're going to use black. We are just going to go around the loom once with a black singles. So I'm going to go from the left up to the center, center down to the right, and go around 3 times down on the right, 1, 2, and 3. Closing this off from the center up to the right, and repeat on the left. 1, 2, 3, and close this off from the left down to the center. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring the bottom bands around each of the peg. I'm going to start at the bottom on the left, just bringing the bottom 2 blue bands. So I'm going to go counterclockwise. The top center, just the bottom 2 blue bands. And push your bands down. Now I'm going to switch to the shirt color, and I'm going to use the red, and I'm going to go around the loom 3 times. So starting from the left up to the center, center down to the right, and go down 3 times on the right. 1 and 2 and 3. Closing this off from the center up to the right, and repeat on the left. 1, 2, 3, and close it off. Now, grabbing your hook, we're going to bring the bottom 2 bands and bring them over. So I'm using the black, and they're just coming right over the pegs. You want to go around, the top center, now on the right. Push your bands down. So that we went around once. Now we're going to go around again, and on the 3rd time we're going to add the arms. So from the left up to the center, center down to the right, and go down 3 times on the right. Closing this off from the center up to the right, and repeat on the left. 1, 2, 3, and close it off. Grabbing your hook, reach in at the bottom in the middle, and grab the bottom 2 bands and bring them over. Grab the bottom bands. I'm going to go around, starting on the left side. On each peg, bring the bottom 2 bands over. Push your bands down. Now this is where we're going to add the arms. So grabbing your hook, I'm going to put one on. It doesn't matter which way you put the hook on. I'm going to show you to fix later. I'm going to put one end on the top peg in the center and the other end on the second peg going down on the left. Now we're going to go from the center with a single bend down to the right and go down 3 times on the right. 1, 2, and 3. Closing this off from the center up to the right and repeat on the left. We're going to add our arm from the 4th down to the center in just a second. So 1, 2, and 3. To close this off, we're going to use the arm. So I'm going to put the arm back on my hook, do that single bend, put one end of the band on the 4th peg on the left and the other end in the center. You're going to now bring the bands over each of the pegs, grabbing the bottom 2 and go over. Bottom 2, going around the left, bottom 2, and push your bands down. Now we're going to do his face, and I'm going to go around the loom 5 times, so 5 different rows. On the fourth row, we're going to add the eyes. So, single band from the left up to the center, center down to the right, and go down 3 times on the right, 2 and 3, and close this off from the center up to the right, and repeat on the left. 1, 2, 3, and close it off. Now grabbing your hook, you're going to reach at the bottom in the center, bringing the 2 bands, the red bands or his shirt color, over, go around the loom, the top center, and now down the right. And push your bands down. Now again, another row from the left up to the center, center down to the right, and go down 3 times on the right. 2 and 3. From the center up to the right, and repeat on the left. 1, 2, 3, and then center down to the right. Grabbing your hook and reaching at the bottom, grabbing the bottom 2 and bring it over the pegs. Go around. I like to go around the left just so I don't forget to bring any of these bands over. This top center, all on the right, and push your bands down. We're going to go around again from the left up to the center, center down to the right, 3 times on the right, 2 and 3. Closing this off. Now on the left, 1, 2, 3, closing it off. Left, down to the center, grabbing your hook and reach in at the bottom here and grab the bottom 2 and just bring them over the pegs. Flip over. Now on the right, push your bands down. Now we're going to go around again, and this is the row that we're going to add our eyes. So I'm going to use the dark blue jelly for the eyes. You're going to take a single white and you're going to go, or your shell color, from the left up to the center, center down to the right, 3 times going down on the right, close it off from the center up to the right, and now we're going to make the eye. We're going to do one at a time, and we're going to attach it from on the left, from the first peg going down to the second peg. But what we're going to do is grab your hook, take a single eye color band and wrap it around your hook 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you have 4 loops. We're going to slide this on a single band. I'm using the white. Pinch and slide on. And you want to attach one end on the first peg going down on the left, and the second end on the second peg going down on the left. Now just grab a single band and you want to go down once on the left in the center. We're going to make the other eye, hook, single eye band, wrapped 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to slide this on a single band, attach, support. I'm going to pinch and slide on. And attach this, one end on the 3rd peg going down on the left, and the other on the 4th peg going down on the left. Got to close this off now, from the left down to the center. Grab your hook, reach in at the bottom, in the middle, grabbing the bottom 2 bands and bring them over. I almost lost my bands there. Bring them over, over, going all the way around to each peg. Bottom 2. Push your bands down. We're going to go around one more time and then we're done. So from the left up to the center, center down to the right, and go down 3 times on the right. Closing this off, center up to the right, and repeat on the left. 1, 2, 3. Close this off from the left down to the center. Grabbing your hook at the bottom, reach in and grab the bottom 2 and bring them over the peg. On the left, all the way around each peg, grabbing the bottom 2. On the right, bottom 2. Push your bands down. Now this is where you're going to need stuffing. You don't need a lot. If you put too much, it's just going to show through the bands. What I'm going to do first, before fool around with that, I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to reach in and remove the bands from the center. So I'll have 2 bands around my hook. I'm going to go along the left side, removing the bands on each peg until I reach the 4th peg going down on the right, and then I'm going to stuff the stuffing in. So reaching down on the 1st peg going down on the left, grab the bands, then the 3rd, remove off the loom, then the 3rd, now the 4th, the center, and the 4th going down on the right. This is where I'm going to put the stuffing in. Just putting it in a ball and gonna put it inside. And I'm going to continue to remove the loops off the next 3 pegs. Now the 2nd, and then the 1st. And now just bring them up and move the stuffing around. And if you feel like you need a little bit more, you can just put it inside the hole here. And I think I'm going to get a little bit more. Just putting a little bit more inside. Making sure you don't lose the loops. And I think that's good. Now, I'm going to tie this off, and I'm just going to use a single band. If you prefer to use double, go right ahead. Made a few of them. One was fine to me. And you're just going to slide all the bands on. So I'm sorry if I didn't just explain. Let me explain. I'm going to tie this off, doing a slip knot, attached to your hook, support with your finger, and slide. You can do section by section. Slide all the bands onto that single band. And now you're going to do a slip knot. Don't want to pull too hard. And I'm just going to hide this band. So just going in the back, I'm just going to go through the center of the head and bring it, grab the slip knot and just hide it. And you can just fix them up a little bit, stretch out the body a bit, and I'm going to now fix the arms. So you'll find, I'm going to do one at a time, you'll find that we wrapped that single red band, or that shirt color band, 4 times. You're just going to bring 2 of the loops to the other side of his arm. And the other loop. So you'll have 2 loops on one side of the hand and 2 loops on the other. And then you can just kind of fix them up. Fix the cap band at the hand. And now the other arm. Bringing 2 of the loops, it doesn't matter which one you're grabbing, and bring it to the other side of his hand. Now I'm just going to fix his legs. I'm going to turn the feet. I'm going to bend it where the knees go. Bend his feet. The other leg. So you can just kind of twist his foot so the cap band will go flat. So I just kind of twisted his leg and bent it where I think his knees would go. Now you just have to fix the eyes by pulling them forward. Squish the belly together so the stuffing doesn't show. And now I'm going to add the mouth. I'm going to use a black band and the C-clip. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the C-clip and attach it or attach the band to the C-clip. I'm going to give this band a little bit of a stretch. Now, grabbing the hook, I'm going to go through the front, you'll see you have a row of bands, 2 of them in the center. I'm just going to go between them with my hook from one end and out the other. Grabbing the end of the black band for his mouth, I'm going to bring it through to the other side, and now I want to attach this end to the C-clip. Cute little mustache. I'm seeing a mustache. Do you see a mustache? Now you're going to hide this inside. You're going to bring that C-clip and just hide it. Just keep pushing it to go till it goes inside. Just going to use my hook to push it in. And if you still find that the mouth is, I lost it. If you find that the mouth is still too tight, all you have to do is just stretch out the band a little bit. There you go. Fix the eyes, and he's done. I hope you enjoyed Looming with Cheryl. Please subscribe down below. I have a lot more designs to load, and I will see you next time with another. Bye for now.